Alright, shwoobam, shwoobam. Shwoobam. Bink, 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 boo, bink, bonk. Bink, bink, boo, bink, bonk. Okay, it worked this time. Yeah. On my live notification probably still says LED's playing with us, but that's okay. You're lying. You sick son of a bitch. Why would you do that? Why is my bit rate all the way down to 2,400? Jesus. It's your stream, essentially, what your bit rate of your stream is. Normally it's around 6,000. Cool, I was in the middle of typing it, typed the first letter, and then just stopped letting me type. Yeah, it's my favorite. No, it's my fucking favorite. 'Cause of your face. What? What do you mean? That's exactly why it's okay. You already knew that. Come on now. You can't tell me. God, I forgot how shitty the 40 degree is on the first washer. The white one. It's only good once you get better washers. We got more oomph to them. Wow. What the fuck is going? Seriously though. Like who the hell came over to the house and just had a fucking diarrhea party all over everything? Yeah, you see what I mean? They just send you like really weird messages that don't correlate to any conversation anybody was having. The fuck if I know. I disregard most things that the random messages say because they're just so fucking weird. They have no previous context to what the hell's going on in that conversation. Type of shit, bro. Like, imagine if someone paid you to come power wash all their shit. It looked this bad, and then while you're trying to do it, the whole time they're just fucking blowing up your phone with messages that make zero fucking sense. Right, just trying to make you fucking feel weird, like, what the hell is wrong with this person? Alright. Later on, he'll send you a message talking about they use the fucking pond as a mud wrestling arena. He's like, what the fuck? What you mean? It's a fucking fish pond. People are smoking something silly and it ain't fucking THC. 'Cause that shit ain't normal. Yeah. You can't tell me, buddy. That's difficult. From which universe, Marvel or DC? Probably Spider-Man. Just cause Spider-Man's fucking dope as shit. Like, if I'm Superman, I'm an alien and I can fly and I'm most likely invincible, but I don't know. I don't know. He is pretty fucking busted, but he's weak to kryptonite. Yeah. But when kryptonite's around him, he like collapses and is like actively being I don't know how to describe it. He's like crippled by it in a way. Maybe. Maybe a little bit. Some of the sound effects in this game are a little too slurpy sometimes. Other times it's like, oh, that just sounds like a power washer, but then you hear that like that background noise sound. It's like, Yeah, it's like you're spraying a fucking, like a metal, an empty metal pipe. Yeah, you can't push. Yeah, when you were AFK earlier in the garage on the van one, I was just pushing you around. Appreciate you. Sweat of the bands. Nuh-uh. Maybe. Yeah, I can. You can't tell me. Stop the cat. What the hell? Hey, Noah. After I did the, I heard like a fucking female-ish voice go. I was like, what the fuck? I'm pretty sure it was in the game, but if you didn't hear it, then I don't know. Yeah, this game's haunted. He sent me a voice message that's just his wife went. But I didn't open it, it just played on its own. Yeah, it was. Yeah. You can't tell me. Where? You gotta back up. What's your problem? Chicken poop pie. Interesting. That's my favorite. I think Suki's crying at the laundry room door right now. Being fucking racist. I'm gonna have to go let her out. I'll just go do it. I'll be right back. I was about to turn the handle on your door, on the door, and your mom opened up the door. It's my favorite. Straight up, it'd be like that on occasion. Nah. Probably. Interesting. What was he saying? He don't like Power Simulator? Sounds like racism. A little bit. It do be like that on occasion. Yeah, fuck it. Why not? But what if that was what I was saying? Nah, because I said it first. Maybe. Yeah, I can. I'm streaming. I can just click it. What? That's like if someone brought in a piece of evidence against you in a court case, and it was like a hard piece of evidence, like videotape, and it's like, no, you can't use that, bro. You're fucking cheating. Thank you. That was fucking, what's it called? That's a deep fake. That's not me, that's AI generated. There's just photos of me online, so the AI knew what to generate. It wasn't me, officer. I didn't kill those 7 million people. Alright. You're right. What the hell? Imagine if that was real. Sometimes I question if it's even the fucking customer you're helping. Sometimes I'm like, alright, what the fuck is going on? Maybe. I don't know. She's just giving your number out to people in case they need a power washer. You'll probably do a job on that person afterwards. But that is a very fucking strange first text to send somebody when they don't even know who you are. The yellow one's the best one until you get extensions and fucking better power washers. The green one works pretty well, but with the first power washer, there's some things it just can't get, so you just gotta switch to the yellow and get it with the yellow. Or the turbo nozzle, if the yellow is not getting it off. Yeah, I'm not sure. No, I know you. Like, oh man, goddamn. Right? God damn it. The birdhouse is so irritating. There we go. Cleaned it. Because of your face. I thought that was already established. Yes, the fuck it does, dude. Since I said... Because it's too late. It's too late to apologize. It's too late. I don't think I've heard that song in like 7 years. Like, actually. Usually I say 7 years as a over-exaggeration, but it probably has been at least 7 years. I bet you didn't even know that, for real. No. You can't kill me. Bruh. I literally said no, though. I bet you didn't know that I already said no. Too bad. Too late, you're already in the hole. No need. Know what I'm saying? Sure. Makes sense. They are pretty stupid. And it's mostly because of their face. No, them chairs are genuinely annoying. A grill. No idea, to be honest. The slurping is weird, bro, I swear. I don't understand the background slurp effect. Right? As if there's just a faucet in the background that has a broken head and it can't turn off. Man, the girls are lucky. They probably got to go out to eat with Mom and Randy and shit. They just been being shitheads every day. Yeah, it's an excellent rewarding system. Especially when bro's curious about why they won't listen. It's because they know they're gonna get what they want either way. At the end of the day. What do you mean, like? How the hell did you get on that table? Oh, if you get on a chair and you double crouch, you can walk on the table. You can't tell me. You can't tell me. Alright, I'm gonna go finish the grill. Oh, racist ass. That actually boosted me the perfect amount to get to the grill. Like when I jumped mid-air, you were still spraying me and that shit pushed me from the fence all the way over here. Heck no. Heck no, brother. A fucking portable pressure washer that has like a CO2 tank on it. Alright, bitch, you wanna keep talking to me, I'll blast your ass here and there. You pull out an actual strap, you're like, damn, dude, calm down, fuck, it was a joke. And he shoots you in the fucking dome with the turbo nozzle. Shoots you in the eye. How you gonna shoot me? You can't see, moron ass bitch. And they're soaping that shit automatically in real power washers as long as you have the attachment to feed soap through. So fucking it'll burn his eyes and it'll fuck his eye up. Those kind of power washers, you don't have to use soap. It's not like every time you go to power wash you have to use soap, but it just makes things easier with soap. I bet you didn't even know that one though. But what do you mean? What do you mean with it? Nah. I doubt it. I doubt it. I knew it the whole time. From the rip, I knew that shit. What do you mean? I knew. Duh. You sick son of a bitch. Imagine having one of these little toy fucking cars that actually look like a real ass car and they go like 20 miles an hour. That would be sick as hell. Indiana got that badass, really expensive four-wheeler that their uncle got for him. It only goes like 5, 6, but that's still pretty damn fast for kids. Right. Yeah, I think what happened there is they fucked up their chargers, so they just weren't able to use it. Or they ended up fucking up their four-wheeler. I don't know which it was. They were probably fucking pushing each other around in it without the battery in it. They did that shit a lot, and that's a pretty easy way to fuck those kinds of things up. They're only meant to move when they're powered to move. There's no, like, neutral gear you can put it in. What are you saying? I think so. Yeah, the lawnmower. Yeah, that thing is fucking nasty. I have no idea what the hell they did to the lawnmower. But they did something. They did something, because that shit ain't normal. I tell you what. I could have swear there was a way to get on the couch cushion, but I can't fucking do it right. Maybe I can stand on the roof. Alright. And then... What in the fuck? Why is this couch cushion not clean still? There it goes. Shit was being extremely racist. Ooh. Ooh. You know what I mean? Oh, my bad. Small backyard. Fucking you lying ass bitch. Why are you lying? Why are you lying? I'm not lying. I'm washing. Pure washing. That's what I'm saying. What the fuck is going? Same. Gary, come home. Gary, come home. Gary, come home. Gary, come home. Gary, I'm sorry I neglected you. Oh, I never expected you to kill 6 people for a fucking chocolate bar. Was it really that serious? My God, we could have stopped at Walmart on the way home. You're a psycho. I'm not bailing you out again. I don't have the funds. I'm going bankrupt again. Gary's killing people. Because he's gay, essentially. Gay. Gay. The roof of the swing couch. The roof of the swing coach. It'd be cool if it worked. It does not, no. No. That's my favorite. What was it? Hey. Hey, how are you doing that? How are you standing? You blocked me. Gary, come home. Gary, come home. Nah. Not even once. No, you don't, bro. Why are you lying to the good people of Twitch? I would never. Never, ever. Well, hell yeah. How dare you? Yeah. It do be like that. Doing it solo, it takes about an hour and a half. Well, this game's just that damn good. Gary, come home. Gary, come home. It would be super legit that if it worked out that I could get a trailer in Roxbury, because Brayden still stays there, so when you come over, you'd be able to hang out with Brayden too at the same time. Plus, it's such a small, legit, cozy town, and you don't have to, like, worry about people being rude or fucking eavesdropping, or, like, everybody out there just minds their own. They don't give a shit about other people. Right, and I think Juan still stays around there, but I don't know. I think Juan still stays around there too, but I don't know. The Mexican short dude I used to hang out with that had a Dodge Ram truck. Gary, come home. Well, now we just gotta finish the roof up here, and then it should. So jump on the metal thing right here, and then you should be able to get up. Here, watch. No, I'm not blocking you. No. Hey! You better stop. You're making my character have a seizure. You're triggering that. Gary, come home. Gary, come home. What's going on? Fuck it. It was meant to be this way. All of them. Every fence post ever. This is one of them. Alright, I got one of them. And this is the other one. Wow, stand in front of me, cut my water off. Schwabam. Where's the control panel again? I don't remember. Oh, control panel on the grill. Probably underneath, yeah, underneath it. Well, Makes sense. Also, why are some houses called bungalows? Like, that just straight up sounds like an alternate word to butthole. I get that it's because it's a certain style of house, but it's like, who thought of that name and approved it? Because of racism. I think it like time lapsed where we actually made progress and cut out like the shit where we were fucking around. What do you want to do? What? You can't ask me what you want to do. Which one? Pick one! Alright, let's do the dirt bike first because it'll be really easy. Wow. I don't really care if you cry. It's always look me in my eyes. She said, baby, I'm not afraid to die. Push me to the edge. All my friends are dead because I killed them. You know what I mean? Stop lying. I know you also murder your friends. You cry. Should've saw the way she looked me in my eyes. She said, baby, I'm not afraid to die. Yeah. Push me to the edge. All my loved ones are dead. Yeah. School bullies push me to the edge. They're all about to be dead. Yeah. Mama came to school, yeah. Got an extended clip of 3 more in my bag. Wow. 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 Job complete. Wow. I don't really care if you lie. Said us all the way she looked me in my eyes. Alright, bet. Push me to the edge. All my white people are dead. Same, I'm gonna go get some Bart's root beer. Yes, same. Right. Is what I'm saying. Oh, my friends are dead. Yup. What in the shitty titty? I think Power Wash Simulator would hit like twice as better if they added like Minecraft music to it. Cause they do have like ambient nature sounds, but they're not very loud, especially when you're power washing, you can't hear them at all. Yeah. Schwabam, bench clean. That slurping noise sounds like if a hose was left on like half power and it was just pouring out on like an old piece of plastic. That's the only real way I know how to describe it other than Slurpee. No, for real. Like a power washer would never sound like that. I don't know why they added that very specific sound effect. Like that has to be the only way I could think of it is they like had like a hose that wasn't on full power, just like pouring out onto something, some kind of like rubber mat or some shit. Yeah. It's a Stegosaurus, I think. That's super realism. I'm sure Stegosauruses look identical to that and more purple and everything. Yeah. As all Stegosauruses are in Dragon's Tail. Essentially. I believe it. Just like Puerto Rican people. Everyone knows that ghost demons look color green and Puerto Rican people aren't real. And Jennifer Lopez is a lizard alien. Is that she's what? Oh. Sometimes I question if either of those girls have a fucking soul with the random shit they be doing to animals. Yesterday they came down to my room while OED was in here hanging out with me, and we were about to go to the woods, and fucking Mandy and Emma come downstairs all excited and happy. They're like, we just buried a mommy daddy worm and 2 baby worms. And me and Ella are just sitting there like, you know you killed them, right? And they were like, no, they're worms. We just buried them. And we're like, yeah, they're fucking squishy worms that have to loosely dig their own fucking pathways because they will suffocate. And they're just like, and then Mandy completely changes her story from being all excited that she did this for these worms to, oh, well, I actually hate worms, so I'm glad I killed them. And we were just like, dude, what the actual fuck? You fucking little psychopath. No, for real though. Well, guys, we're just living life until Mandy and Ella decided they don't need to live life anymore. Like, damn. They said they fucking buried mama, dad, and 2 baby worms. For no reason. Yeah, for 0 reason. Yeah, probably. It's like water ASMR. Right. It's a very fucking weird sound effect, too. It's pretty uncomfortable. Like if moist could be described as a sound, it's whatever that sound effect is. And I don't mean that in a positive, like, fucking, right, in the kind of way that's got you thinking like, oh, what do you mean by that? Slimy, moist. Like, I knew this one girl in high school that fucking could not stand the word moist at all, period. Right, it's just a word. But because I couldn't really, like, fucking understand how much it was actually, like, bothering her, I'd always pick on her over it. Like, I'd just randomly walk past her and be like, moist. Right. And then they're always hurt. Like, how are you supposed to expect me not to want that? That's fucking hilarious that you're getting this upset over a word. Alright. No, just the word moist would make this girl fucking, like, gag as if she's sick, and I'm like, bruh. It's not like I'm making sound effects with it, I'm just saying the word moist. And I understand there's certain words that just make people uncomfortable, but... I don't know, maybe. She kind of always hated the word moist. Why is he talking about slimy roast beef? That is nasty. Hell nah. Bird be hella sus sometimes. It's funny, but hell no, man. No, there's only one thing I think of when you say slimy roast beef, and it's not a good picture. It's one that I would probably puke to if I thought too much about it. Probably, yeah, probably. I hate that this slide slides, man. Why can't it just be like our shitty slides and not work at all? Okay, so I guess it's decently realistic to slide. Oh, fun. That's my favorite. I'm not sliding.
No, it only, like, there's a spot that it, like, it slides for a second. Are you on my head?
Yeah.
No! Okay, I'm in.
Let's go. Excuse me. Excuse me, I'm walking here. Excuse me. I doubt it. I fucking doubt it. I tell you what. I tell you what. Shit, I'm saying. Like, just stop by and pop something in chat. Like, right? It works. Just tell me, just make your way this way and fucking yell at me. I don't give a shit what you do. Like, what the shitty titty? Alright. Much appreciated. Right. Fucking schwabam. Eric's not. I doubt it. It can't be good. It's a public slide. Mm. And it would stick to your skin because your skin's slightly sweaty from running around. Yeah, metal slides are cool until they're not. Yeah, metal slides are the fastest slides, but during the summer, it's like ready to fucking cook you live. You ever rid of sled down one of them slides in this winter? It's pretty fun. It's pretty fucking fun. It's a little scary, but it's pretty fun. Nah, dangerous? What do you mean? You could only end up in the ER, that's all. Right? That's why people who live as safely as possible have extremely boring lives, and then they're just regretting not doing anything while they had the chance to have fun. It's like, damn, my bad. Fucking didn't know it was my fault somehow. Fucking racism. Dude, I know white people are garbage. I shouldn't say that. It's pretty racist, but it's slightly true and a little funny. I said, Gary, now I know white people are garbage, and then I said I shouldn't say that. That's fucked up and racist, but it's a little funny. I also am a white male, and I condone this message. Hey, just because I'm Native American doesn't mean I'm not also Canadian, or Canadian, German, fucking Polish, and Jewish, and then everything on our Rexskue side. Yeah, just about. Jerry, I'm sorry I neglected you. Oh, I never expected you to start a genocide raid on white people. Bro started the opposite of KKK. That's pretty fucked up, Gary. But fuck them white people for trying to be superior to me. I'm pretty sure there is a KKK that's the opposite of the original, where it's like only black people and they kill white people and basically do everything the KKK does, but the opposite. No, it's not called the Hood. That would be pretty fucked up. God damn, what the hell? That's so fucking racist. I mean, there's a lot of racist ass motherfuckers in the world. I can't tell you how many motherfuckers I met in this ski game that up and down be racist as shit. Like, genuinely racist as shit about white people. Literally for no reason. Even to me, the fucking ghetto white kid that's hanging out with the fucking children they have, and just sitting there listening to the adult conversations of these drunk ass fucking idiots. They're just literally being racist as shit to be racist. And then their reasoning is like fucking basically two wrongs to make a right. Well, all these racist ass motherfuckers way back then, so I gotta get on back. And it's like, how does that make any sense, bro? If someone's being racist, go ahead. Fair enough. But just to be like that all the time is literally racism. The dumbest shit I've genuinely heard is the whole fucking, how am I racist? I'm black. Like, shut the hell up, bro. You can be born of any race, any ethnicity, any religion. It don't matter how you're born, where you're born, what your fucking parents were doing when you got born. Like, fucking, if your beliefs and in the way you look at people in life is racist, then you're a fucking racist. Like, there's no other way around it. That's the definition of racism. How the hell does that work? The whole town is just pushing back spring for the mayor's cat not being found. Interesting. It's probably an ugly ass fucking top hat. Why are you doing this to this poor kitty if you don't want the fucking hat? Oh, because we have to. It's spring. No, what's even more annoying than people being like, how am I racist? I was born this race. What's even more annoying than that is hearing fucking white people who are extremely Caucasian, but they know somebody or some, like, they know at least one individual of their family or somebody they've met, and they're like actively a fucking racist. But then when you call them out, they're like, I'm not racist, this person's black. Like, that shit, I can't understand. I literally can't understand that kind of dumb shit. Fucking, I literally can't. Cause then it's like, that's their constant get out of jail free card is, oh, I know this African American, so I can't be racist. Like, you sound just as retarded as the motherfuckers that are saying, oh, well, I was born this way. Right, that's just as fucking retarded as niggas being like, well, I was born this race, so I'm not racist automatically. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, hell no, bro. Jumped at least. Not enough of them motherfuckers get jumped, I swear. A lot of them are protected for most of their life until they become an actual adult. And then they don't fucking see how retarded they truly is. Like, I don't even understand why I got jumped. They were just being fucking racist because I'm white. It was being fucking defensive because you was being a racist. Racist ass pieces of shit, man. Having to go to East Buffalo is so annoying too, cause like, the fact that most of those families are well-off white families, their parents are racist as shit. And there shouldn't be a correlation there, but there definitely is. Like the people that were closer to where I was in life that didn't really have much, 9 times out of 10, they was not racist or had racist beliefs. But there wasn't that many of us at Reese Puffer that, like, wasn't fucking well off. Right? That school fucking sucked dick. Yeah, they had good food because they had money, but fucking teachers drove me crazy there. Most of the students were, for real. Niggas are just fucking irritating around these fucking, none of them actually know how to fight. They all just like talking out of the side of their head, because they all just sit there and scream at each other. They don't ever actually fight. They just get scared. Back out. Right. Yeah. Bro. Pussy ass bitch. Trying to use a weapon. You tougher retarded. That school was ass. I had my good times, but school could have been a lot more enjoyable. It's probably because they retarded. No, he probably went around telling his friends that he won. Some goofy ass bitch. That happened to me. Right, that happened to me in like. Right. Yeah, no, but like 7th or 8th grade, this nigga was fucking with me like for like half of the school year, and then I got real sick of his shit one day because he fucking shoulder checked me into my locker as I was looking through my lockers. So I turned around and I fucking slammed him against the lockers and I punched him in the face. And then a teacher tried to come between us, and I couldn't punch him again because bro had my arms. So I jumped up, put my shoulders against the teacher who was holding my arms, and I fucking big booted him in the fucking face again. It was like, I'm not fucking done fighting, let go of me, and they were like trying to restrain me and shit. And then the nigga had the audacity to go around school telling people he beat the shit out of me. So I fucking actually, like, genuinely beat the fucking brakes out of him after that, and he almost had to go to the hospital. I fucking busted out two of his teeth, his eyes were swollen, his nose was bloody. He got fucked up, but I was very livid at the time because bro was fucking with me for over half of the school year. I was just trying to start learning how to control my anger better and ignore those kinds of things, and fucking he just kept pushing me for fucking months, and then he literally pushed my ass with a fucking shoulder check into my locker, and when my head slammed against the metal, I about blacked out of fucking anger. And then he gonna have the audacity to tell people that he won the fight when he didn't even do shit but check me into my locker. And I immediately reacted by slamming his ass into the fucking lockers behind me and then punching him in the fucking face and then kicking him in the face because the teachers had my arms already at that point. Because I was trying to get my arms loose and this nigga was big as hell, so I couldn't fucking outpower him at all. So what I did was I tried to jump up. I tried to jump up and I leaned my back into like his face, and then I fucking lifted my knees to my chest and just fucking extended my legs and fucking boom, double kicked the dude in his face. The teacher probably felt fucking retarded because he basically helped me hit him way fucking harder. But I was already fucking losing my shit. Like, I was trying for months to ignore the kid, and then he's just gonna fucking shove my face into my locker, and my nose slammed on the metal piece where your binders and shit is supposed to, like the metal shelf in there that the binders are supposed to chill on. I turned around and was like, hell fucking no. Fucking shoved the dude, and I pushed his ass with both hands into the locker, and then before he could even look up, I was right there and fucking boom, punched his head into the locker. His head actually dented the fucking locker that it slammed into. And that's why the teachers were so quick on top of it, because they saw him push me into the locker, and then they started walking over as that happened. And I reacted immediately, so that's why they didn't restrain me until I had already done all that, because you know how quick I am. So fucking I immediately turned around, shoved the dude, and like the blink of an eye, I had already fucking punched his head into the fucking locker. But I didn't give a shit at that point. Like, the dude was antagonizing me for fucking months and months and months. Because he thought I just wasn't gonna fucking do shit. Because there's a lot of kids around there that would just fucking take that shit. I was not one of them, but I was trying to work on not being that person no more. And nigga wouldn't stop pushing me until I fucking broke. I'm glad I didn't hospitalize him the second time, because I probably would have went to juvie over that. I only got a week suspension, but fucking, he was fucked up. Pretty sure I broke his nose, both of his eyes were swollen, and he definitely lost a couple teeth. Right, bro was doing it for months on end, and then once he fucking actually pushed me to the point of fighting back and I beat the shit out of him, he's gonna go around telling everybody he fucking beat my ass and the teachers had to stop him from beating my ass. I didn't even say shit when I walked up to him. I was just so pissed off that when I walked up to him, he saw me, he was about to say something, and I just fucking Superman punched him in his fucking shit, and then I just started beating the piss out of him. Right. That's why a lot of niggas at Reese Puffer were scared of me though, because I was the opposite of everyone else. Everybody would always scream and get really loud, but they would never throw hands. I would get dead silent, listen to you scream in my face, and then cut you off mid-conversation with my fist in your mouth. So once niggas started getting into altercations and saw how it actually was, I stopped getting bullied by like 8th grade really. And then fucking, that was like the last major bully that I had to deal with was that kid. Yeah, by then almost every male in my grade had tried to fucking start something with me and had gotten their ass beat in one way or another. I only lost one fight throughout school, and it was to somebody that was in Chase's grade, a couple grades above me. And fucking, he didn't even really beat me because him and his friends had to fucking jump me, and I still beat the shit out of him. Yeah. Because the fight started out as just me and him, and his friends saw that he was getting his ass beat, so they all just tried to fucking jump in, and I just kept eating the hits while beating the shit out of him. Nah, for real. Niggas who can't fight jump. Yeah, nah. Pussy niggas need to run their warrants. They know they can't fight, so they're like, oh, let me get like 6, 7 people on my side versus this one person. Yeah, no, I've done that. There ain't nothing wrong with running your jumps back. Yeah, don't do that. That's that bitch shit. That's that pussy shit. Yeah, run your ones, but if you get jumped, get your boys. These niggas somehow think that it, like, is a positive thing in a way. Like, they actually won the fight somehow. Like, they genuinely think that in their brain, they walked away with a win in their eyes. And it's like, in what way did you win, bro? You literally just proved that you can't win shit on your own. You gotta have 6, 7 people help you for one person. There's definitely a few people who jumped me that I couldn't get back, but majority of the time, if I got jumped, I'll go tell like my 3 or 4 other friends that I actually had that I knew was loyal and would throw hands with me. And fucking, we go get our jump back. We find the one nigga that I was fighting, I beat the shit out of him. If his friends came around, it would become a mosh pit. And then fucking, if we caught the whole group at once, it was just off the rip. Like, pick a man, beat the shit out of him. Right? No, I've done shit like that, and then I've had those same niggas try to tell me like I'm a pussy and shit. It's like, bro, you're the one that had 6 people trying to jump me when it was supposed to just be us throwing hands. And now you mad because all y'all getting your ass beat. So you trying to come up with some kind of like reasoning in your head that'll make you feel less embarrassed. Heck no, I'm missing with that shit. Gonna have to be a bit quicker than that. Ooh, you know, super info. Yeah, these bigger ones will take a while. These bigger jobs. Oh, did I show you all that shit that went down with Dan Schneider? The Nickelodeon guy? Yeah. Turns out the dude's a total fucking creep and he has a weird foot fetish. I'm so serious, dude. Dan, I don't know how he got away with nobody really, like, fucking telling his secret, but a lot of the actors that got interviewed, fucking, Dan would basically just threaten their livelihood and their job if anybody fucking spoke out against the dude. He was very, like, he's basically a tyrant director where, like, fucking his word was law, this, that, and the other. And he had some very fucking questionable situations that he might actually end up in some legal shit for because they are very fucking questionable. Yeah, and the nigga has a really fucking weird foot thing, but like, you know how like iCarly had like their own website and everything? There was another iCarly website that Dan Schneider ran, and it had like a bunch of like weird bonus content on it. And when I say weird, I mean like uncomfortable weird. Like there's this video of Kat just pouring a bottle of water all over herself while she's like laid out in a bed just trying to be seductive the whole time, and she's like 16 in the video, bro. She's like 15, 16 in the video, and like part of the video, she's literally pouring water down her chest while laying on her back, and her head like hanging off of the bed looking at the camera and shit. Like literally something out of a fucking porno, soft porno. Seriously, and then like there's evidence of him like asking child stars to send pictures of their feet. Like nigga had a fucking weird foot fetish. Yeah, he has a really weird thing with feet, I guess. Because most likely there's no evidence that he's ever done anything to a child, but the nigga's very fucking weird now that all this shit's coming out. A lot of like children accusations are starting to come forward, and it very well might be possible that he has fucking sexually abused some of the child actors, and they were just too afraid to talk about it, because a lot of them that worked with him for a while that are just now like being able to separate themselves from him, or just like starting to get comfortable talking about it. Like, you remember the show Drake and Josh? Drake on that show has like a whole interview about Dan Schneider, and fucking Sam from iCarly does too, and I'm pretty sure Ariana Grande spoke about Dan in an interview recently as well. But the niggas apparently a horrible fucking disgusting pervert creep trying to prey on fucking children actors. Yeah, I mean, the nigga does. Apparently, he's done a lot of really weird, shady shit over the years, and fucking, it's just, it's disgusting to think about. But there's a few videos I gotta show you on this shit. I'm pretty sure Dan Schneider sexually abused Sam from iCarly because she released like this video skit about fucking this little girl basically telling her story about how she was sexually abused, and like there's a lot of innuendos and things, and she never like outright says that that is what it is, that it's a 1-for-1, but it's kind of implied. And fucking she posts like this very unhinged post afterwards about Dan, and it was just, the whole situation was like, I really hope that didn't happen to her. He's a fucking piece of garbage, bro. And it upsets me dearly because of how much I liked Nickelodeon as a child. Alright. I'm gonna take this off Bluetooth mode so you can hear my phone. See if it's actually loud now.
Dan Schneider, a man out of time, quite literally, the man who created our childhoods. 5, 4, 3, funniest zany show.
Oh, cool.
And all these funny zany clips we can all relate to thanks to Dan the man. After all this, Dan was allegedly pressured to leave the Nickelodeon network by none other than Nickelodeon themselves. Allegedly. I don't know, I'm just saying.
Can you tell what he's saying?
Kinda. It's super loud.
You're super loud. I just didn't want it to be too quiet, and then you can't fucking hear it.
I just want to say allegedly a lot in this because I don't really know. Who wrote the text?
Can you still hear it?
They're very inaccurate. He created our childhood. No, iCarly, Victorious, Drake and Josh. I only watched iCarly and Drake and Josh. Victorious.
How come all those people were rubbing on your foot? See for yourself.
No, Dan Schneider also directed it. He's talking about some of their shows. Oh yeah, he didn't watch a whole lot of Nickelodeon. He watched SpongeBob and then I think like one other show. Yeah, he's seen iCarly and then he watched Sam and Cat because it was a spin-off. But other than that, he only watches SpongeBob. Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to be like the merging of iCarly and Victorious. Because it's supposed to like follow Cat's character's timeline and Sam's. But that means that they exist in the same universe as well.
Dan was a television producer, an actor, a screenwriter. He went to Harvard for 1 semester, which is awesome. Oh, and back to the acting thing.
It's
and abuse a bunch of child stars. That would be terrible if that happened. guys grew up watching a show. I know it. You have to be familiar. You have to, because I am. That means you are too. You've got to be. Tell me, make sure. Are we same? Is there someone else out there like me?
That'd be awesome.
The most popular of these shows being Victorious, Sam and Cat, Drake and Josh, The Amanda Show, Snowy 101,
It'll
and
be
iCarly.
too
Probably the most famous of all
enjoyable,
those.
I
iCarly.
think.
He truly is a genius for writing children's television. Red flag. First red flag, boom. Red flag. Second red flag, that's the foot thing. First red flag, boom. And in
He
a
said,
time where the children's entertainment, he truly is a genius for writing children's television. Red flag. First red flag, boom. Red flag. Second red flag, that's the
He
foot thing.
truly
First red
is a
flag,
genius for
in a
writing
time
children's
where the children's
cartoons.
entertainment
First red
television
flag, boom.
genre hadn't had much success until Mr. Rogers, whatever the name was. He creeped me out a lot. All right, I know a lot of people loved him, but he really creeped me out a lot. I don't know why.
Hey, Doc, get some ice cream? Only a spoonful.
You know, everyone has lots of ways of feeling.
After the dry ages, money was flowing out of every orifice of Dan Schneider because of his ability to write quality children's entertainment. He's a genius. The guy's a genius. Money flowing out of every hole in his body. Money. Nickelodeon was through and continuously begging for Dan to make more and continue his tumultuous lifestyle. And after all this success, and after hours and hours of us rewatching old Dan Schneider era Nickelodeon content, hearing the stories of some of these child stars that studded the casts, set shows, something fishy was happening in the background. There's a reason that this creepy mother has so many videos made about him. It's very weird. There's also a reason his name is Dan Show Me Your Feet Schneider. The reason he was doing all this.
That's a real nickname, apparently. Yeah, that's not even. When I first watched this, I thought that was something Uber came up with, because he comes up with like weird nicknames for people like that. No, the people that fucking worked for Dan called him Dan Show Me Your Feet Schneider, because that nigga was that weird that he was known for fucking asking for weird feet pictures and shit like that. Yeah. Yeah, like, if your actors literally know you for that, that's fucking embarrassing and disgusting. It's like he embraced his foot fetish, and like, in his head he was like, this is the reason why it's okay, because I embraced it. Like, no. You're supposed to not do that with these things. You're supposed to run away and deny the fucking weird fetish, brother. But no, he fully embraced it, and I have a strange feeling the nigga probably has a fetish for children. If the video that Sam, the actor, made is fucking actually about Dan. Because at the very least, if it is, he did do something to her. And there's this photo of him in a hot tub, but he's like fully clothed, but he has all of his clothes on in a hot tub. First of all, that's really fucking strange. But also, he's in a hot tub with a fucking 16-year-old star that's the star of one of his shows.
These pool parties are another indicator of that he would go, just have the kids
yeah, this shit,
watch them, don't worry about it.
Which seems insane.
These pool parties are another indicator of that he would go, just have the kids out, we'll watch them, don't worry about it. I've never met anybody who doesn't have kids, who wants to have kids over their house.
Dan was an expert in separating kids from their parents and putting them in relatively adult scenarios and situations. Not exactly adult, not insinuating anything. All right, allegedly adult scenarios.
There is a methodical separating of the children from the parents. They bring you to this place called Oakwood Apartments. The kids have their own spot, the parents have their own spot, and they separate the parents, and then they begin to treat these kids like adults. Give them a little booze and give them a little, smoke a little pot with them, and then it's very methodical, and this
It was really weird. They had to take their shoes off and get into bathing suits to get recognized.
And they would tell these teens and preteens, you want to hang out by the pool in your bathing suit. That's how Megan Fox was found. You know, Hillary Duff, yeah. That you want to be out there you want to be out there hanging out in your bikinis, because that's how girls are, found in the industry.
It started with Dan seemingly treating kids like adults. It would progress and graduate into something more obscene, disgusting, and blatant sexualization of kids on TV shows with, insane clips. They're wild. Here's an example of the voice lines at the end of the show, Victorious.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
And I'm no prude, all right? I love a good big old... You know what I mean?
Is it my turn to squat?
You do it way more gentle than my mom does it.
But innocence, in my opinion, needs to be maintained for children. They can have their lives ruined later on. That's fine. It's not by Dan. Dan obviously wasn't the only suspicious individual who has done some allegedly bizarre things with kids. Brian Peck committed 11 counts of sexual assault with court documentation to back it up. Plus, he spent 16 months in prison and then was immediately hired by Disney to produce The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. High five, Hollywood. He can still work with children, but he abused them. That doesn't make any sense. The point of this is not to point my finger at Dan and say he has done these exact same things. It just shows that that industry doesn't necessarily care about the safety and health of their child stars. And all this stuff is just the beginning, by the way. Many things allegedly happened off camera at special camps, Nickelodeon camps, or in different homes that Nick provided for kids to live in and just continuously separate them from their parents. Ethan used to live in that celebrity lifestyle. Who the fuck needs parents when you're at age 9? You're just tossed in front of a camera and told to act with your parents having absolutely no idea of the horrors that are going on behind closed doors. They were brought to the Laugh Factory, the Groundlings. Child actors were invited there to study and learn comedy, by which they were not good at. I don't think they're very funny. Most comedy on children's TV shows is not that funny. Unless it's SpongeBob and they show one of those really close-ups, the really close images of a hyper-realistic drawing. I like those. Those are funny. Do one of me.
So what would happen is that your parents would send you sort of like the camp.
All these seemingly inappropriate things in camps and gatherings and pool parties were done as a guise to get the kids recognized, give them a chance to get cast in a role.
It was basic acting classes, and it was an opportunity for the kids to get discovered.
As an example, Megan Fox and Hillary Duff were both discovered at the pool, the special pool, and they were instructed to look more enticing so they would be hired for their job that they wanted to get hired for, like Transformers. I was after.
Oh, fucking Rocket League, guys.
It's no secret that Dan's a weirdo, by the way. This is not something that I'm breaking now. There's been plenty of videos on it. And ironically, Dan himself was kind of the first exposure of himself. He had a bit of a habit to record behind-the-scenes footage of him acting weird on set with child stars.
Okay, well, I still found it straight and then stop. Stop laughing at the director. Show some respect, Jeanette. Respect. No smiling. If you smoke, all right. Take $100 off your check.
Also, that, seemed kind of uncomfortable to me. I don't know if you guys got that same vibe, but...
Don't scare me like that. You're scaring me. Take $100 off your check and stop.
Hell no. Like season 1 of iCarly, Dan's sitting there filming everyone backstage and everything, and he walks up Jeanette, the girl that plays Sam, and he like puts the camera like as close to her face as possible, and because she's like trying to stay in character, she's trying not to laugh, and he's like, wipe that smile off your face, Jeanette. Like, he's just fucking with her, but he's sitting there, he's like, you better stop. Alright, that's $100 off your check. Like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Sitting there he's trying to get her to crack and break character because he's trying to fucking be funny, but he's just making her super fucking uncomfortable.
Push back. No smiling. If you smile, all right. Take $100 off the check.
Also, that, seemed kind of uncomfortable to me. I don't know if you guys got that same vibe, but
Don't stare at me like that. You're scaring me. The fans still don't know who you are. They will. Take a look at her. You've seen that face before. Why is there all these
young kids' feet seems inappropriate.
Yeah, he was
For
probably
to be that weird with children.
probably
That's
trying
like a
to
50-year-old dude with kids. Not 50,
get
like
all
an old
first
guy with
hands and
children. Dan Schneider, not only a creepy guy, also an angry, tantrum-throwing
catch a
diva.
predator on her.
Rumors and a Viacom CBS investigation resulted in Dan
Trying to fucking
being
get her
exposed.
drunk,
He
get
was
her to do
allegedly
something she don't
yelling
want
and
to do.
throwing tantrums, as well as sending angry emails and texts to child actors outside of working hours.
Victorious, I know we're outside of work hours.
Just
but I
the
think you didn't learn
disgusting
no
part
when you're
is
beating
just
your last
like
episode. When I made
this
you
shit's
serve my
too
tomorrow,
fucking
could you come in for
common,
a
and
different
a
service
lot
line?
of it
I'm
just
doing 10
gets
burger
left
on a steak base
unspoken
and fucking with
because
By the way, Dan
the
didn't actually say
actors
that. That
don't
was
want it
Big
to
Glenn
come out,
comedy,
or the
man. Totally
actresses
cool.
don't want
Within
it to
working
come
hours?
out, or fucking
Nah,
the
cool.
person's just
Outside of
so
working hours,
wealthy
Dan.
that
Come
they'll
on,
just
bro.
lose their
Don't
job
you know
if it
that's
does.
weird? And this was also obviously after eyebrows were raised. Post him tweeting photos of the toes of his younger child actors. Seems like to me Dan might have been a frequent flyer. Which airline, you might ask? Not Ryan Airlines, Epstein Airlines. The slap. The unique era during all this was the slap. Imagine the most bizarre social media platform conglomeration, abomination ever designed, and that it was masterminded by Dan Schneider. That's the slap.
You remember,
God.
I don't know
It was
if
a
you're
website
old
that was
enough to
made
remember,
so
but the
the audience could
Nickelodeon
interact with
logo
the
used
stars
to
of
be
these
a foot
shows,
back
talk
in
to
the
their
early
friends,
2000s.
forums, they could ask questions to the actors, things like that.
I said, I don't
It
know
was
if
cool.
you're old enough to
Honestly, nerds
remember
like
or not,
Cameo.
but the Nickelodeon logo was changed to a foot back in the early 2000s. I shit you not. I shit you not. That was Dan Schneider's idea, and it happened a year after he was hired into the Nickelodeon team. Yeah, like, dude is fucking weird, man. Why they even agreed to it, I still don't understand. Like, it was a strange time for Nickelodeon at the time. Like, who just looks at a foot with their company's logo on it, and they're like, yeah, that needs to be our new logo. A foot, an orange foot that says Nickelodeon.
But made by Dan Schneider. Ariana Grande was filmed
So this was the video I was
I'm
talking
bored,
about
so I want to make a
Ariana
video
Grande.
about something, but my brother started a grease fire, and I forgot what I was going to talk about.
And they just ended up being very, very, very uncomfortable seeming.
So now, just for fun, I'm going to say 3 sentences that I bet not one person has ever said before in the history of mankind. Sentence number 1. Oh, man, the uvula got stuck between that hamster's toes. See? That could never happen, because your uvula is that swingy thing in the back of your throat right here.
And weird to watch them back as an adult. Like I said, as a kid, ignorance is bliss. You don't realize something that is necessarily explicit.
Have you ever tried to get your whole big toe in your mouth? Check this out.
Yeah, this part,
You're dumb,
that
you're
was
stupid.
Dan making her do that, and he literally told her to put her whole fucking foot in her mouth, and she did it. Because he's her boss. Like, she has clean feet, obviously, but, like, that was his fucking weird foot fetish thing that I'm sure he probably got weird with in his private time. I don't really want to get too much into, but I'm sure that it can be safely assumed. I mean, the nigga had a disgusting feet fetish. And he's having her put her whole big toe in her mouth on a recording.
You're a little kid and you eat Rice Krispie treats.
And she does it from several different angles. Like, oh my god, you know he was probably the nigga there recording it, just fucking telling her to keep doing it, do different things to it. Whole situation is just disgusting. See, this is the part I'm talking about. She's laying on her back on a bed. Her head is hanging down towards the ground, so her hair's in the air. And, like, she's still, like, 15, 16, so she doesn't really have a chest. Ariana's never really had her chest, but still, like, that's the center focus of the camera, essentially. And then she says, "I'm thirsty," and then just starts dumping a whole bottle of water down her chest, down her face and neck. Like, it is fucking beyond perverted. And she's just sitting there making noises.
You just realize that sexualization of children is not good. We were also children.
It's very fucking uncomfortable and weird to watch.
Really weird. And these clips are play horror music behind one of them. Tell me that shit doesn't fit just right.
Hey, people. My name is Kat.
This nigga is just...
Sorry, I just thought of something funny.
He's a pervert. He wasn't thinking that it was honey. He was insinuating that it should have been something other than honey. And I don't even want to think about it. Nigga's a fucking pedophile.
Why are you sitting on the floor of the set?
Because we are.
And they see them and they just immediately, like, they
Yeah, there's clips of, like, Dan just randomly, like, showing up on set, and fucking everyone just, like, gets quiet and uncomfortable because Dan's back.
I come to the conclusion that what you can say is, what?
Also, this is really fair, dude.
I mean, honest to God, I
Shit,
could go
now you know
on
why.
and on about all the wonderful qualities about Miranda, but I know time permits, and I will consolidate it to just one thing. In all the years I've known Miranda, I guess 9 years now.
Yeah, I would have never guessed because for the longest time he never lost his job. I'm pretty sure he still hasn't lost his job even with the accusations that are coming out.
It's a video of Dan Schneider in a hot tub, fully clothed with a child.
But he has one of his adult actors interview him in this, like, weird apology interview thing that he does. And it's like one of the fakest fucking apologies I've ever seen in my life. He's basically just deflecting all of it and basically denying that any of it was what it clearly was. Basically just trying to cover his ass and make it seem like it's all a fucking misconception. Yeah, you're watching the part I'm talking about.
Child stars have with people who run these shows. Why do so many that end up going down the wrong path when they have so much at such a young age?
Yeah, not at all.
Creepy shit, unsettling, skin crawling.
And you know damn well that was probably also his idea.
There are hundreds of articles, hundreds of videos, so much stuff to dive into. All this happened when people were growing up. We were growing up, the actors in the shows were growing up, and like I mentioned with Amanda Bynes, a lot of these people were negatively affected in a way that seemed to
he's a fucking pedophile. There's no other way around it. There's no way that the nigga is not a pedophile. Like, all the weird shit he was doing with kids. If he wasn't, he would have saw all of that. And if he wasn't, none of that shit would have ever happened. Like, having a foot fetish doesn't just mean that you're gonna fucking target children with said fetish. And fetishes are already weird, but everybody has their own preferences, so you can't really judge on just a fetish. But it's the fact that he's like, Yeah, he's like actively making foot porn for himself with his children actors as the actors and playing it off as if it's some wacky, funny bonus content that no one would have ever fucking asked for.
What, sweetheart? What
This
did he
is
do?
the video I was talking about that
Where did he touch you?
Sam made.
Show me where he touched you.
She hired these people to act
Come
this
on.
scene out
You can do it.
for her.
Come on, Josie.
She hired this kid and this mom to act out this scene, and most people are suspecting that she posted the video because that's like the whole situation with her and Dan.
What, sweetheart? What did he do?
Listen to this shit.
Touch me.
Where did he touch you? Show me where he touched you.
I don't wanna.
Come on. You can do it.
No, I really don't wanna.
Come on, Josie.
On my private. He touched me on my private.
She posted this to her social media and then followed it up with a
And cut.
very unhinged post about
It's like you
Dan.
weren't even my daughter.
And all of the comments, all of the, it's about to come back up, but all of the comments on the video were all like this 1000% screams Dan Schneider.
Disturbing as hell.
Yeah, Schneider. Now you're watching my Vine.
Here,
You like
listen.
my Vine?
She's like, she has some really strange ripped up clothes on, her hair's all kinds of fucked up, and she intentionally like painted her face with a shit ton of makeup, and she just looks like she's on fucking drugs or something. Yeah, she just looks super fucking unhinged. She has lipstick smeared all over her face, and fucking eyeliners everywhere. Her fucking eyebrows even look weird, and her clothes and hair are all fucked up.
Look what you've done to me.
You made that fine for Dan Schneider. And it seems kind of ironic, but it also seems like maybe a slight cry for help, to be honest. I don't know.
It certainly is. Bad parts, I mean, there's a lot of it happens. I work with an incredibly emotional producer. Even talking about it now, my face gets hot thinking of it, just because, he'd say things like, you guys would work at Yogurtland if you didn't work for me, and he would just scream. How old were you? When I started the show, I was 13.
Not good.
She was only
Not good.
13
Not good things
when
for
she
your
joined the show.
ex-coworkers to say about you. To be honest, also Noah Monk, you know him? Gibby from iCarly.
Wow, this is amazing.
Isn't it?
Totally.
But yeah, when people didn't want to act out the scenes that he wrote, he'd fucking just start screaming and telling people like, I can fire you, you won't have a life, you're gonna work at McDonald's or Yogurtland for the rest of your life, you won't be shit, this, that, and the other. Just telling people he can ruin their career in a blink of an eye and won't feel any kind of way. Like, dude was a fucking tyrant piece of shit, not to mention a fucking, clearly a pedophile.
Daddy likes his milk, I do.
Accusations or not, there's no way that the nigga wasn't fucking doing something to those kids. There wouldn't be this many child actors that worked under him that are having these similar experiences that don't want to speak about it.
I don't want him to get sued or me to get sued either. Dan Schneider, though. After all this, though, obviously, as it does, evil people seem to just
it'd be
get away
like
with
that.
shit sometimes.
It'll take you a
And
second
in spite of the revelations of
before you
things
get
happening
that
on
far.
set, Dan was praised to the highest degree with awards, recognition.
Yeah, you'll have to do
and
a
lot of
few
money.
jobs.
He's got a net worth of $40 million doubloons, which is a lot, by the way, and he has nothing to worry about after leaving the Nickelodeon network. He cashed a $7 million payoff check. After all of this is where things really get strange. He left the network, some allegations come out, some rumors, all right, some articles, some YouTube videos, and then Dan The man with nothing to hide deletes 14,000 tweets.
You
And
hear
also
that?
leads a career that is on an incline and greatly successful. Seems kind of suspicious.
Yeah.
But it does make sense that he would
After
delete
claiming that he
Mr.
didn't have
Weird,
shit to
brother.
hide
Here's
and
something
that
I
these
would
were
find
just
appropriate to tweet.
accusations.
Yes, that is Hassan Abi flying a plane into the Twin Towers. Here's something that Dan Schneider would find appropriate to tweet.
You want to go for a drive? You want to go into a room and watch the food?
He probably had that many tweets and then deleted them all or something. I'm not sure how he knew exactly. There could be, yeah.
And he also said that the feet stuff is totally innocent. All the feet comedy is totally innocent. It's not what you like, Dan? You don't like feet? Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? I bet you eat them. I bet you do feet mukbangs. You eat them with ketchup, because without ketchup they'd be gross. Wouldn't they, Dan? Wouldn't they? Wouldn't they, Dan? Wouldn't they? Bro, what's your deal, man? Why the fuck do you like toes so much?
Yeah, no, for real.
Bro, what the fuck are you talking? What are you on right now? And Reddit hates him, obviously. This person on Reddit said, I grew up in LA and was an extra on The Amanda Show a few times. Dan paid me $100 once just to tickle my feet. To make a weird
You
story
hear that?
short, in between takes, Dan asked me if I was ticklish.
Yeah, a child actor that
He
was
paid
an
me $100
extra.
if he could make me ticklish. I was expecting him to reach over and tickle me under my arm or something like that, but he led me to his office.
He said that he basically bet her $100 that he could tickle her because she said she wasn't ticklish, and she agreed to it thinking he was gonna like try to like tickle under her arm or somewhere ticklish, and then he led her into his office and basically paid her $100 to give her a foot massage out of his own weird fucking pedophilia enjoyment out of it.
By the way, that one cannot be confirmed, but that looks right. Looks right. That is quite funny. If so, very strange. He is complimentary, you know, but I don't think he cares. Dude's a creep. All in all, he no longer works in the industry, and hopefully people come out.
Oh, he did lose his job?
Really is. The internet, the court of public opinion is on the side of thinking that he's a weird, creepy freak.
Probably because he started fucking deleting evidence of it being real. This is the video about his shitty ass fucking apology.
Watching back some of these scenes and sketches now as an adult, it hits you immediately how inappropriate some of this content was. So much so we can't even air some of them in our story this morning.
We've talked about the many issues with one of the monoliths of the Nickelodeon channel, Dan Schneider, before in a video. Dan Schneider. A man out of time. Quite literally.
Good. That nigga's fucking piece of garbage.
At the time of posting, it seemed as if Dan Schneider was the biggest problem of the Nickelodeon empire. Lately, however, a docuseries detailing the dark side of
Shit, most of his career, from what the actors are saying, is just him being fucking toxic as shit to them.
Dan's treatment of people on your shows was an open secret. So my lawyer filed complaints, gender discrimination, hostile work environment, harassment, and it was so devastating.
It has been revealed that what we know about Dan Schneider is just the tip.
Yeah, dude was...
Deeper and darker iceberg. It's disgusting and it's horrible.
These are three predators.
He is something. He's fucking pedophile.
So today we're going to be talking about a lot of terrible shit. If you want to hear about it, you're more than welcome. It's voluntary to watch my channel. If you don't want to hear about it, I understand. I'll file your receipt. Alright? We'll start with Quiet on Set, the 4-part series on Max that dives into the many facets of child abuse that were perpetrated at Nickelodeon. It covers aspects of what we've been known, but also adds to that and exposes
joke in that
Do you get what the joke was? This character who's like, his superpower is having a giant nose, basically. There's like this whole scene where fucking he sneezes on a girl's face directly, and they just have like the Nickelodeon slime all down her face, and it's like, it literally looks like it's supposed to be a fucking cum shot joke. And then the actor that helped playing it in the interview literally, like, just outright says it. Like,
Know what that is? It's a joke for children. That is not appropriate.
She just outright is like, this is what it
And the
is.
joke in that sketch is effectively a shot joke. It's a shot joke for children.
Leon, a child, by the way,
Like,
talks about
what
how
the
he had
fuck?
to be a trooper and how he did what he had to do to stay on Dan's good side and stay on the show. Because it's like, there's not that many opportunities for kids outside of Nickelodeon. Like, if they want to be an actor, there's not really that much to do outside of Nickelodeon. It's like the tippy top of the spear, really.
Right.
You would also apparently know if you were on Dan's good side or not. And this would all be reflected by how he would treat
Like,
you.
the only
as a
other
child
real way to
or a
go is
child
to,
in
like,
this circumstance. The series
hope
uses
that
these points
Cartoon
to
Network will
highlight
pick you as a
the power
voice
and balance
actor
of
in a
difference between
cartoon,
what
and
Dan has
fucking
and what these children
Disney
have.
will
Not only
hire
are
you.
they just simply children who are vulnerable and, little quarter-grown things that shouldn't be having jobs at all, but they're at the behest of a boss, and also they're elders. They're surrounded by authority, and there's pressure for them to stay in there, because a lot of the parents for some of these kids were just pieces of shit, and it was their money. It was the family's only money. They were the sole provider for the families. Parents would just give up on their own careers to manage their children's acting careers, which is mind-boggling, dude. I hope my children are fucking deadbeats. I'm just gonna say it. I believe that. White on Set also goes into Dan's disturbing and undeniable obsession with feet and how it's a part of Nickelodeon's fucking branding at large. Now
Right,
it goes
and then
beyond that.
they're
It's part of the
sitting
identity, the
there
very fibers of
fucking,
the being of Nickelodeon, where it works around Dan Schneider's
a lot
foot fetish.
a lot of
Everywhere in Nickelodeon shows. There's a YouTube video called
kid
iCarly
creators,
Feet
their
Scenes. Like I
parents
mentioned,
are
part of their
just
brand. The logo
fucking
was a
shitty
foot,
like
if you
that.
can
I don't
remember.
understand why.
On top of this, Sam and Cat, a run by, I assume Dan Schneider asked for children to send them pictures of their feet. Wow. What a fucking freak. There's this funny little Victorious post on Facebook, and another tweet by Dan Schneider himself.
Yeah,
Ariana
no.
Grande from Victorious smiles at one of her co-stars' feet. But whose foot is it? I don't know, you
Like putting in a
Anyways,
fucking
oh my God,
trust
speaking of
fund or
fetishes, I
something.
joke about it all the time. It's not good to joke about. They're stigmatized. It's
Right.
really weird. Quentin Tarantino has a bizarre-ass, weird foot fetish. He loves feet, too.
Yeah,
He's
it's
got
not
a
like
bunch of feet
dude's
scenes in
channel is
all
gonna
his
last
movies,
forever.
Grindhouse
It's
movies,
a
but they're
toy
all
review
adults.
channel.
And so is he. It's still weird, but it's like not as weird as Dan Schneider. All the movies are rated R, and people get in the head. The feet are the least weird part.
He could start a separate
Doesn't have
channel
that
off
excuse.
of that,
Nickelodeon
but
doesn't
like,
have
what
that
if it
excuse.
just
Bros
doesn't
live in a
fucking
world
blow up?
worshipping
Then the
children's
kids
television,
just
and they
like,
put
you don't
kids'
have a
feet on
future
camera
because they
constantly for
just
years.
do
So
as
on
they
top of the more
please with
in-depth
his
stuff that we
fucking
already know about
earnings.
Dan and Nickelodeon, the docuseries uncovers a ton more that we didn't know. When Dan Schneider created The Amanda Show, it was the first time he was ever listed as a creator in any project. He'd written for shows in the past, he'd been a producer, but he was never explicitly
Right,
the guy,
they're
the
literally
be-all,
just
end-all of a show.
taking
Now,
his success and using it as a reason for them not to have to live life and work.
And the big break of his protege, Amanda Bynes. Now, we start with sexism, because apparently
Right, he's
there
not
was
old
some
enough.
sexism towards female staff on set. On top of everything else, they brought on two female writers, Jenny Killigan and Christy Stratton, to get interviewed for the docuseries about their time writing The Amanda Show. These are the only two female writers in the whole show, on top of four male writers.
Yeah, until it was fucking, right.
Jenny and Christy were apparently made to split a single salary, getting paid 50% of the normal pay versus the men who each got the full salary. And you might ask, well, why would they take the full job if
Yeah,
they're
this
getting offered
is,
a single salary?
it's a slippery slope.
Like budget or something like that. We have one budget.
Parents
According
just,
to
I
them,
don't
it
know
wasn't
what
as
the
much about
fuck
pay, it
goes
was their
on.
dream
They just
job.
kind
It
of let
wasn't perfect, it was
the
their dream
worser
job.
parts
That's
of
fine.
themselves
A lot of people
just
take pay cuts to work
fucking take control of the situation and just become that toxic person who fucking feeds off of their own child.
For everyone, just put up with it because it's either that or you don't have a fucking job. And this is all in the face of apparently Dan telling all the writers.
Like if they were smart, they would have been having his, like every time he'd make earnings, have it go straight into a fucking trust fund so that it's building more money at the same time. Right.
Dan would send a message for you to say out
There's
loud.
so many
Scream,
parents out there
hammers.
that do that. It's fucked.
And he would tell people to scream things via email.
And then it would
Super
be
fucked.
more degrading, like scream, I'm an idiot, or slut.
He didn't do it. He would add bigger letters and more exclamatory characters.
And if he didn't, he would send you the message again, caps, exclamation point.
You hear this shit? Fucking, he would send, like, embarrassing shit. Like, he'd send the first one in, like, normal text and everything, and then if people didn't, right, if people didn't fucking do what he said, he'd send it back in all caps as if it was a fucking threat.
So one day, he said, somebody killed that fly for $30. And I go, should I add it to your tab? Dan took me into his office and he said, how dare you accuse me of not making good on my debt?
So not only is Dan a fucking creep towards children, he's also a sexist who manipulates the people that work for him with power and doesn't keep promises, even if it's something as small as paying someone $300 to eat a pint. I can't imagine.
Yeah, this actor, she was an adult, but he like just hired her and he offered her $300 to eat a pint of ice cream in like under a half an hour or whatever, and that's a lot of fucking ice cream. So like she genuinely busted her ass to make that happen, and then he never fucking paid her the $300. I mean, it's a weird fucking bet to begin with, but he's a piece of shit for fucking making any bet, period, and then just walking the fuck away from it as if he didn't do it.
By the way, Chrissy got fired. Not for this, but for taking time for herself. She got fired at the end of the first season of the Amanda Show.
Right. That's why he put the bet at what it was, because for him that really is nothing more than pocket change, and like bro still like just decided, nah, I'm gonna just laugh that I had this lady fucking embarrass herself for me for $300 that she's not gonna get.
27 weeks, by the way, is the full run of the show. And this might have been because at
Fucking
one point
piece of
Ginny
fuck.
found out from the
I think
Writers
so.
Guild that writers weren't supposed to have their pay split. The Writers Guild is a union for writers. They were just recently on strike in modern times. After learning this, the Writers Guild went after Dan for a violation, and this is basically his creative way to get more work for less money instead of making people split salaries. He quit after only working the 4 days of season 2 for the Amanda Show.
Yeah, he somehow had these two ladies convinced that they had to fucking split a salary so that they could both keep their job. I don't know, it's literally not legal. Nigga was getting away with literally illegal ass shit. But because they were like thinking, oh, this is my foot into the door of acting, I can't pass this opportunity up, and he knows that, so he's just taking full advantage of the fact that they're basically at the mercy of his career choices he's making for them.
Is the realization of the fact that Drake Bell was the John Doe who was pivotal and
Because if they argue about it, he just fucking screams or fires them or threatens to fire them.
I don't really know. I never heard of it until this shit. He has credits dating back to 1982
Right.
and has credits as recently as 2018. We saw he got charged in
And
2004.
the nigga was in a position of power to where all he really had to do was just fucking lie to his cinematic buds, because he was up there at the top to where he knew everybody they could have went to go get a job with. So he could have fucking just sabotaged their whole fucking career because they didn't do as he asked. It's not even just a godlike complex. He's got like some kind of like fucking like tyrant complex or fucking like a dictator complex to where he's like, his word is king, his word is law.
And Drake called Brian to confront him, and Brian admitted to what he had done, and he is now a registered sex offender, and he served 16 months in prison.
And speaking out meant risking your job.
And also, how about the next part? How about the next part, dude? Fortunately, Drake eventually told his parents about the abuse and...
Drake, I guess he did, Drake Bell, I guess he did abuse him.
Suggests that Bell will speak about his alleged abuse by Peck while he was a child actor.
Oh, fucking, Peck, the guy who went to work for Disney after fucking getting 11 sexual assault charges, going to jail, and then getting out, Disney somehow fucking hired the dude. Fucking, he helped make the Drake and Josh show. He was like one of the main producers, and apparently he sexually abused Drake Bell. That's what the story is about. When I first watched this video, I thought it was Dan Schneider, but it was I can't remember his first name, but Brian Peck.
I don't really know. I never heard of it until this shit. He has credits dating back to 1982 and has credits as recently as 2018.
Damn, he started directing all the way back in 1982.
The whole situation is disgusting. During his time working with Dan Schneider, Ryan was a dialogue coach.
Yeah, he somehow had a job all the way up until 2018. Disney fucking hired him after he was a registered sex offender. It's probably the year where the actual heads of a lot of companies started changing around because of niggas retiring.
It makes sense. He had no way out, and he had to undergo extensive abuse, and it got brutal, pretty brutal. Those are his words. By the way, Brian was 43 years old. Drake was 15 years old. Disgusting.
Drake was 15 at the time, and dude was 43. Yeah, 43. But that's so fucked.
And Brian admitted to what he had done, and he is now a registered sex offender, and he served 16 months in prison.
Seriously.
I have no idea. And also, how about the next part? How about the next part, dude? Brian was also a great big fan of this other fella who is a great guy, just like Brian. Ever heard of John Wayne Gacy?
Also known as the Killer Clown, had murdered more people than any one person.
I would never, like, genuinely say someone should take their life or push the idea onto them, but how do you ruin a child's life like that trusted you and fucking career was literally in your hands, and you're just gonna fucking, like, how do you do that with a clean conscience and not even slightly consider taking your own life? Like, bro literally not only didn't care at all, but literally proved that it didn't matter, because he got out of jail on 11 accounts of sexual charge and put on the list as a pedophile, and Disney's really gonna give him a fucking job? He worked for Nickelodeon before that happened, but like, how is Disney gonna fucking hire the nigga after seeing his record? Dude shouldn't even be able to get a job at McDonald's with a record like that, and Disney's just gonna hire him because he was a producer for 20-something years. Like, it don't matter how long he was a director. He literally just got out of jail on accounts of sexual abuse and fucking pedophilia. Like, literally put on the sex offenders list. Right. Fucking disgusting, man. The dude who probably hired him was probably also a fucking pedophile, so he's probably trying to fucking look out for his pedophile friend. Like, oh man, don't worry, I got you. I've known you for years. You know, you worked at Nickelodeon. These kind of things just happen. Like, no, the fuck they don't. Maybe with pieces of shit who have so much money that they sold their soul.
Little crazier than they actually already were, okay? Little more crazy. After being released from prison. Heck, did work in the industry again. Like I said,
The only times
2018, all the way up. He worked on 3 episodes of Sweet Light. Luckily, he was never on set. And when the
yeah, that's fine. But the only times that, like, my brain can ever find reasoning and child pedophilia is, like, when I'm watching Catch a Predator and I see somebody who's, like, they have a real mental disability. So in their head, they aren't any smarter than maybe, like, a 11, 12-year-old child. Yeah. And nothing's wrong with these niggas mentally. They just are in such a position of power that they felt they could do as they pleased. And fucking took years, but it's finally actually coming to bite their fucking ass.
Terrible. And Drake Bell has a public platform. He's online. He's doing stuff. You've seen the clips of him in court. I mean, the dude,
Bill Cosby was also a fucking child pedophile. He was a child predator, I meant.
Drake called them out on Instagram and said that they were trying to save face to get ahead of the story at the request of their publicists. They were victims.
You know the rapper Chris Webby? The rapper Chris Webby? In his song, it's either Raw Thoughts 2 or 3, he talks about pedophiles, and towards the end of the song, he has his own story that he finally tells, and basically he was like, growing up, he was a big fan of Bill Cosby because he was a comedian and he didn't have any weird accusations around him. He just seemed like a funny, normal guy. And so he looked up to bro as his hero because he wanted to be a comedian as a kid. And then he actually met him at a baseball game. And the dude let him come and sit by him and everything because he heard he was a big fan. And then he tried to fucking touch Chris. And then dude, Chris, like, took the fuck off after socking him in his shit. Yeah.
Text messages he sent to a teenage girl in 2017. He was sentenced to 2 years of probation and 200 hours of community service. And
hell no.
the epitome of evil during the hearing. So Drake is a victim himself.
He is like a serial pedophile who's probably also a fucking secret serial killer. No, I don't even. No, the Virgin Islands were a real thing.
Drake also released a very disturbing music video inspired by his life and the things that happened to him, as well as acknowledging his own history. And the song is a pledge to break the cycle of abuse and grooming that Hollywood it seems
Bill
like
Clinton don't surprise me, because him and Hillary are fucking insane.
This video itself doesn't excuse what he did, obviously, but it's a nice step forward.
Shit, I've never heard anything about Bill being a pedophile, but I probably could have guessed that the niggas fucking touches kids. It's weird.
You know, getting your past out there has to be a good thing. It's not that he's a good guy, obviously, now. I mean, that would be up to his own victims to completely forgive him, to absolve him of his sins there. But, yeah, it seems like the right direction, at least. And online, it seems that Drake does have quite a few supporters now in the wake of this whole thing.
Yeah, I don't know how to say his name either.
Or whatever, which I could, that's fine. It's completely fine. But also, you can't fault people for feeling as though he is a victim in this situation as well, because he undoubtedly is.
That shit is fucked.
It's a godless fucking wasteland. You've got Dan Schneider, you got Harvey Weinstein. Who knows what else that we just don't know about? Who knows what the fuck? It's full of shitty people. In my opinion, anything that can be exposed, any light that can be shed on the evil out there, especially against children, it's just an overall good thing. Nickelodeon didn't just have one child predator.
It's so fucked.
No, God, no, guys. There's another fella named Jason Handy, an additional fucking predator. In the second episode of Quiet on the Set, Jason Handy is introduced into the show as one of the guys who was super easy to get along with, according to one of the moms of a girl who appeared on the Amanda Show. He just seemed like your typical all-American man. He exchanged phone numbers and emails with a number of parents and kids on the set, which at first everybody appreciated, because for the kids who were only appearing in episodes here and there, it was like a way to build up connections and a rapport with people in the world. MJ, the mother of Brandy, who made appearances on the Amanda Show, traded contact information with Jason, and they would find out fairly quickly that Jason was not who he pretended to be. Their initial interactions, Jason would tell Brandy that, he worked on different shows or whatever. Things were pretty game normal, standard, regular stuff.
There was an email from Jason. She let me read it, and it was a very innocent email. It just talked about the shows that he'd been working on. She would tell me, oh, I got an email from Jason. He's doing this, he's doing that. I didn't see any harm in it.
And eventually, Jason would send Brandy, a child, a picture of him doing something horrible. But the parent of Brandy, MJ, wouldn't call the police on Jason, wouldn't report it because she was worried that people would think she was a bad parent for letting her daughter talk to an adult man in the first place.
I went back and forth with, should I call the police? They're going to think I'm a bad parent because I allowed her to talk to this person. I struggle with this, and I finally told myself, I can't call the police. All I can do...
What a dumb bitch. She was so worried about how other people saw her that she didn't call the police on this actor who's being a blatant pedophile to her daughter via an email. And because she allowed her to talk to the guy before all this happened, she said she sit there and debated with herself on if she should even call the police because they'll think that she's a bad parent for letting her talk to the dude. Like, at that point, who the fuck gives a shit? Like, you didn't know the dude was fucking weird and a pedophile. Right, like, the dude seemed like he was nothing more than another actor that was trying to help her daughter out, and then he fucking, out of nowhere, sends her this super inappropriate email, like, and then she comes to you with a concern, and you decide not to call the police because you're too worried on if they'll think you're a bad mother? Like, what? Are you fucking retarded? You are a bad mother, but only because you didn't call the fucking police. You were more worried about what they might think of you. Like, from the sounds of it, she sounds like a normal-ass mom, but then that part comes up, and all I can think about is Jody's fucking dumbass, who would always fucking go out of her way to make sure that the way she was portrayed in public was a certain fucking way, and that people would believe that she is a nice individual who, like, fucking does all these dumbass things that she talks about. Like, this shit is fake as hell. Care more about your fucking own ego and self-image than your own child, if that's the fucking route you're gonna take. What the fuck? Like, I really can't find the fucking reasoning and what the hell she's trying to say there. All I can think of is fucking Jody's dumbass worrying so much about her self-image that it's fucking actively annoying as fuck for everybody else. Because you have to sit there and watch her be fake as fuck and not say shit. Because when you call her ass out, you fucking just get shit fucking taken away when you get home. She's a crazy bitch. She still is a crazy bitch, I swear to God.
6 years in prison. He was released in 2009 and moved to North Carolina, where he registered as a sex offender. And this is not his mugshot from 2004.
Well, you have to want to change, you know. And she definitely doesn't. Right.
No, that's actually when he was rearrested in 2014.
She can pretend a lot, but it's too difficult of an idea, so they're like, I'd rather just do things the way I've been doing them.
I'm really glad that it came out. I recommend watching it on Max if you guys want to scar yourselves, I guess. Luckily, it's, removed.
If people can find comfort in doing things a certain way, they'll keep following that comfortable line until it no longer is able to be walked. Did Woody ever answer you about playing something?
By the way, has a Instagram and also a YouTube channel, and he responded, like I said, to the allegations. Oh my God, dude, he broke his silence. On his Instagram page, his recent posts direct people to a statement on the Quiet on Set series. Link in bio. It's an awesome YouTuber apology video that's actually an interview, and he's being interviewed by one of iCarly's stars, Boogie, the guy Tebow. Did a basket of tacos. Here's a stick.
You remember that guy?
Tacos on a stick. They walk around top.
Yeah, he's interviewing him, but I'm pretty sure Bro still works for him because I mean, you'll see what I mean when it gets to the interview part, but Bro's basically on Dan's side in the whole matter. Like, he's like, he's not outright sitting there agreeing with everything that Dan says, but it's very sugar-coated, it's very fucking, it's there to paint a more positive light on Dan and these recent accusations. Like, he's basically just fucking trying to help Dan out. I'm sure he did pay him a shit ton of money for this interview. The way that he's talking the whole time, it feels very fucking fake and paid for, but like, it made me feel some kind of way, because he was one of my favorite actors of iCarly.
Watching the show over the last few nights closely, like the episodes of Game of Thrones being released, and he says it was very difficult seeing his past behavior. He's appalled by his past, saying that he should.
But it seems like it's pretty damn serious at first, and that he's taking it seriously. But a lot of the questions he's asking aren't very hard-hitting questions, and he's basically setting up the interview to paint as positive of a light on Dan as possible right now. And there's even this one part, Bro actually did outright, like, fucking just make it clear that he's on Dan's side, and it's like, what the fuck? You were on the wrong side of history, my guy. This is gonna look really embarrassing when you look back on this interview of you just straight pampering Dan. Especially when it comes out that all this shit was true about them.
What I saw.
But yeah,
No, and I don't mean to cut you off. If I can
just
cut right to the
don't
chase,
leave the
I just say,
party
no
so
writer
that
should
you
ever
can
feel
tell me what
uncomfortable
game
in
to
his
hop
right
on.
now. Ever. Period. The end. No excuses.
Heck
Most
no.
TV writers, comedy writers have been in writers' rooms, and they are aware that a lot of times there are inappropriate jokes made and inappropriate topics come up. But the fact that I participated in that, especially when I was leading the room, it embarrasses me. I shouldn't have done it.
And then comes a softball question with a softball response. The guy brings up anybody else who may have not had a good experience working with Dan after touting his success over 2 decades. And Dan hates the fact that anyone would work for him and not have a good time.
Now, we know you've had a lot of success over 2 decades. Thousands of people have worked with you for you. Let's speak directly to the people who do not have a good experience. Okay? I would like to speak to those people because I hate when anybody working with me with writing. You know me. You've been on my sets. Look, I've had some employees that worked with me for 10 years, some more than 20 years who worked with me again. But not everybody. There's still a significant number that didn't have a great time working with me. So my batting average isn't really high enough to bring that in.
He deflects blame a little bit for why people wouldn't have a good time working with him, and he says that he let the pressure get to him.
The way they wouldn't get the best of me is that I would let the pressure of doing 40 or even more episodes per year, I would let that pressure get to me, which a good boss should never, ever do. Were there specific things that you were doing? Sure, I would snap at people sometimes. I would be snarky when I could have given them a nicer answer.
Oh, poor guy's a boss making TV shows that are supposed to be fun and lighthearted for children, but he couldn't create a non-toxic work environment for anybody. Aw, poor guy. I feel so bad for him and his goat beard. He says after watching the series, there were many times that he wanted to call people and apologize and talk to them about their experience working for him. He didn't do it.
So many times I wanted to pick up the phone and call some of those people and say, I'm so sorry, and let's talk about it. And I wish you had a better time, and I wish I could have shown you a better experience.
Why would you say that? Why would you say that, dude? Apologize. Just go ahead and apologize. Instead of just, I wanted to be like the guy in Billy Madison who crosses Adam Sandler off his list, Billy Madison off his list, after he apologizes. Be Billy Madison. Apologize to those people. Eventually, it's going to come back for you. All right? You don't. It's going to come back for you. Believe me, I know. I'm the one who comes back for you. Don't apologize for me. Just kidding. Revenge is a fool's game, Dutch. It's like he wants the credit for apologizing or some kind of weird victim credit for feeling remorseful. It's like there's a little bit, he's trying to appear as though he is also someone who should be felt bad for, a sympathetic character. I don't know about victim. The next section is when they bring up the controversial jokes in Dan's old shows, specifically the ones that are seen as insanely inappropriate now. And this is where I become really skeptical of what this interview is trying to accomplish, or whatever it says it thinks it's trying to accomplish. Tebow, that's for me, just kidding. Apologize to those people. Eventually, it's going to come back for you, all right? You don't. It's going to come back for you. Believe me, I know. I'm the one who comes back for you. Don't apologize for me, just kidding. Revenge is a fool's game, Dutch. It's like he wants the credit for apologizing or some kind of weird...
No. What's going? What is going?
Victim credit
This
for
is the
being
part of the
abused. Looks like
interview
there's a
I was
little
talking
mini,
about where
surprise
bro's like
that
basically
appears
just
though he's
taking
also
Dan's
someone
side.
who should be felt bad for, a sympathetic character. I don't know about victim. What the fuck? The next section is when they bring up the controversial jokes in Dan's old shows, specifically the ones that are seen as insanely inappropriate now. And this is where I become really skeptical of what this interview is trying to accomplish, or whatever it says it thinks it's trying to accomplish. Tebow asks another softball question. He says, "People say your jokes are inappropriate for children. What do you think of that?" Not like a direct mention of anything disgusting or weird,
Where's going?
like the shit with
Said
Ariana
I was
Grande.
watching
Why
anime.
were you making Ariana Grande squeeze a potato? Why are some of your bits shot jokes for kids? Why do you have
Well,
children
you said
show
he
their feet
is?
on your shows? Nothing like that. Just, some people say your jokes are inappropriate.
Oh,
What
okay.
do you think of that?
Some people think some of those jokes are inappropriate for children. What do you think of that?
Alright,
All these
so
jokes that you're
you saw the jokes, right, that they're talking about. You saw some of them. They're definitely fucking inappropriate, are they not? Did right, so that only an adult would recognize that, hey, that's probably inappropriate. But fucking, there should still be that probably there. It shouldn't be, oh, a kid could recognize this as fucking being inappropriate. But, they're very, very clearly inappropriate jokes that are being made, and the nigga is clearly in the wrong in making them. And the dude we was defending, the favorite fucking actor, iCarly, he really gonna ask the question, like, as if none of, like, I don't think he did any of his fucking homework previously, and I'm pretty sure this is all fucking paid off and staged, because listen to how he fucking phrases the question.
some of those jokes are inappropriate.
Why do you have children show their feet on your shows? Nothing like that. Just, some people say your jokes are inappropriate. What do you think of that?
Oh, I accidentally fast forward past it.
Insanely inappropriate now. And this is where I become really skeptical of what this interview is trying to accomplish, or whatever it says it thinks it's trying to accomplish. Tebow asks another softball question. He says, "People say your jokes are inappropriate for children. What do you think of that?" Not like a direct mention.
Like,
Of
that's
anything
all he
disgusting or
fucking
weird, like
asks.
the
He
shit with
doesn't
Ariana Grande.
He doesn't mention any of the jokes. He doesn't go into depth at all. All he says is, some people think your jokes are a little inappropriate. What do you have to say to that? That's his whole fucking take on that scenario. Like, I don't know if I respect this guy as an actor anymore, because if it is paid off, then he's clearly just a sellout. But if it's not paid off, then he's even worse than a sellout. He's just on fucking Dan's side, apparently.
Why were you making Ariana Grande squeeze a potato? Why are some of your bits shot jokes for kids? Why do you have children show their feet on your shows?
Right.
Nothing like that. Just, some people say your jokes are inappropriate. What do you think of that?
Some people think some of those jokes are inappropriate for children. What do you think?
Yeah, no,
All these jokes that
there's no other way to see it.
the
Like,
show covered over the past 2
it's
weeks,
very
every one of
pedophilia.
those jokes was written for a kid audience.
He said every single one of those jokes were written for a kid audience, for kids.
As you can imagine, he says that he wrote those jokes for a kid audience. Now we have adults looking at them 20 years on, and we realize that they're inappropriate for a kid show. He has no problem with the fact that they're inappropriate. He says that we should cut them if they're inappropriate. What a good man.
Looking back at them 20 years later through their lens, and they're looking at them and they're saying, oh, yeah, that's appropriate for a kid show. And I have no problem with that. If that's how anyone feels, let's cut those jokes out of the show. Just like I would have done 20 years ago or 25 years ago. I cut it. I want my shows to be popular. I want everyone to like them. the more people who like the show, the happier I am. So if there's anything in the show that needs to be cut because it's upsetting somebody, let's cut it. So I think it's big for you to say, with your work, if it's viewed as that today, you don't have a problem. Cut it. Cut it.
How is that big of him to say that? In what way is that big of him for him to say that? That's a bare minimal for a producer. Like, the interviewer literally just makes me fucking question all respect I had for that actor, because he's either fucking a sellout or probably in cahoots with all the bullshit Dan's been doing these past fucking couple decades. And he's never seemed like that kind of person, so I think he's just a sellout, but even then, bro's a whole ass bitch. He very clearly, like, softballed the whole interview to paint as positive of a light on Dan as possible.
The thought process from the series is you had the power to just write a joke, and no matter what is going on, you just had that type of power. Is that true?
Dan says that the notion he could create whatever he wanted is completely false. He says that it's false because there were many levels of scrutiny that the production would undergo from all aspects, from writing to wardrobe, and then it would have to be approved by executives on both coasts in LA and New York.
If all this shit is true, how the fuck did he get away with so many pedophilia jokes? Like, there's no way he's telling the truth. There's no way that multiple teams looked at it or proved it. It went all the way to a whole separate team in the country that's on the East Coast, and then the opposite side of the country on the West Coast before it gets approved once. Like, there's... Right, I want to know who these hundreds of motherfuckers are then, if that's the case, because clearly they also don't need a job. See, he's saying that, Oopaville's saying the same shit. He's like, okay, then who the fuck approved this shit on set? Like, who took the time? Because you ask any of the actors that actually worked for the nigga, they all say the same thing, and that's if they spoke out about something they didn't appreciate or they didn't want to act out, they were fucking screamed at and belittled until they did it.
Relationship with children.
Some of the on-air dares went too far. I think they pushed the envelope too far. Not all of them, not most of them, but some did. Nickelodeon wanted to do their version of Fear Factor. At the time we were shooting all that, so I was tasked with doing these on-air dares to get all that fixed.
Well, like saying, all you really gotta do is search Dan Schneider, and a lot of the fucked up things he's done will just come forth without you digging for him. So, like, he's very clearly ignoring some very major issues that people wanted addressed in the interview, because he knows that it's not going to paint him in the light that they're trying to have this interview go. This interview is just here to try to lessen the blow of social media backlashing on him for all the fucked up things that he's done.
Childhood stars whose life was ruined the most compared to anyone. Dan states
You know the Amanda Show? I didn't watch it, but it was on Nickelodeon, and that's the child star 16-year-old that was in the hot tub with him while he was like fully fucking clothed and asking her weird questions about high school, knowing that she's a high schooler. And then he started having one of his coworkers tell her about this high school story where she's doing this sexual act in school. It's just fucking really weird situation.
Something I thought I'd never see. Dan Schneider talking about a child predator on Nickelodeon.
The darkest side of this theory discusses child predators. Now, I want to make sure that we clear a couple of things.
Dan claims he did not hire Brian Peck, and Dan states that when him and Drake talked, he was devastated more than anything that has ever devastated him in his entire career.
Brian Peck was not hired by me. No, I did not hire him. This was a Tolan Robbins production. And when Drake and I talked to him, he told me what had happened. I was more devastated by that than anything that's ever happened in my career
Right.
thus far. And
Bro was probably friends with Brian.
I'm here for you.
They probably fucking did weird pedophile shit together.
Dan states he's still in contact with Drake's mom, and she came to him, and she's not good with words.
I don't know if people know this. Drake's mom, a lovely woman who I stay in contact with this day, she came to me at the time, and she said,
On the phone or what?
Dan, I'm not good with words like you are. And would you help me with my speech to the judge? I said, of course. And I did.
Then Dan starts crying during a part of the interview, talking about how he's still in contact with Drake's mom, and he said he wanted to help her, basically. I don't know, dude. The kicker he didn't understand is how Peck got out of prison as a registered sex offender and then was immediately rehired by the Disney Channel. Yeah, we don't get that either, bro. We're hoping you could maybe shed some light on that because you're kind of like, part of that problem a little bit.
And here's the kicker that I really don't get. After he got out of prison and was, to my knowledge, a registered offender, he was hired on a Disney Channel show. I don't understand.
And then it ends with just more softball shit. Pretty lame interview, honestly. Pretty lame apology, pretty bad. It's not going to end well for Dan, to be honest. I don't think so. And overall, there's a lot of deep-seated issues in television and movies in general, especially anything in regard to children. And from just what we've seen from Nickelodeon, what about Disney? I mean, they hired the pedo. They hired the sex offender. When's that documentary coming out? What the dude? This is insane. These people are all evil.
That was the end of the video right there. Oh, you remember those stories I was telling you about PETA, the animal agency? How they're fucking, this one PETA shelter had to be it had to be relabeled as a slaughterhouse from a shelter because 95% of all animals they just would fucking euthanize within hours of getting the animal.
Flatbread, but the people for the ethical treatment of
The
animals.
protection against animals, or it's literally fucking, I forgot what it stands for. It's protection something animals. Like, it's literally a group of people that are dedicated to pushing towards animal rights and like animals being treated correctly and everything like that, and like sheltered animals finding homes. Yeah. And fucking I genuinely thought that what they were advertising is what they're doing, because I've never been involved with the company, but fucking this video sheds a lot of light on the fact that they are just a bunch of pieces of shit, and they actually probably hate animals more than normal people. Yeah, because they're fucking out there just euthanizing pets as they please. They literally took a chihuahua off this one guy's porch and fucking permission. Like, the dog was literally on its owner's porch and fucking took it into their shelter and euthanized it. And they... No, for real, but obviously they caught a legal case over that. Because they fucking unrightfully slaughtered someone's animal.
Over the last... Since I was a child.
Please don't take my cheese away. Please don't take my cheese! My cheese!
And by the way, I haven't seen that many good things.
No,
I grew up taking animals to the FFA and 4-H. I had a bunch of show animals that were my slaves.
I heard
that
about
I
PETA a while back, but I
in
always
life.
assumed that they were actual people for ethical treatment of animals, not fucking pieces of shit.
Give me the money.
And I guess there is a lot of different PETA shelters that are good and do take care of animals, and that it's not super common. But this one shelter and some other shelters literally had to be reinstated as slaughterhouses because they don't shelter animals. They euthanize them.
No, PETA, the organization.
Just by judging its name seems like a good operation, full of good people. People for the ethical treatment of animals.
They literally go on record saying, like, oh, well, we will rehome your animal and we'll fucking make sure it goes to a good place before we allow it to be adopted, this, that, and the other, whatever they can say to get the person to agree. And then they just fucking euthanize their animals.
Sub-character from Pawn Stars. I do listen to Utah.
Like, the person was reaching out because they wanted what was best for their animal and they couldn't afford it anymore. And you just fucking killed it after lying to them for hours about how you're gonna find it the best home possible.
Introducing Applebee's new whole lot of bacon burger. Just $9.99 for a limited time.
By the way, that's not real. That's not a real video. A lot of people think that that's real, that I threw cranking beans, but no, it's actually edited. Alright, I'm not a piece of shit. Animals,
like,
for example, are not ours.
It might even not be that common with the company, but because of this place needing to be reinstated as a slaughterhouse, and this not being the only fucking shelter where PETA is an actual issue instead of help to people, there's no one ever gonna trust PETA with any animal in my care, ever.
I wear boots every day that are, I mean, I'm wearing them right now. They're not boots, but these are leather.
They're not gonna fucking rehome my animal, they're gonna fucking kill it.
Other than that, I agree wholeheartedly for PETA's message. I think, at least. So PETA takes the sort of essence of the idea that humans should not be in charge of the animal kingdom, and they push that agenda. They create an agenda and then push that onto people who think differently. It's kind of a political movement in a way. It isn't really that friendly. It's not. It's sort of militant in a sense.
Go for it.
People who make up and represent PETA voice their concerns, anger, and sadness over the state of our current relationship with animals in many ways. They use social media campaigns, perfectly normal. They even do protests, many of which are unbearable to witness.
If we could be the Martin Luther King for animals, why not? You know?
What? I mean, seriously, the protests are absolutely bonkers. We'll get into that in a little bit.
You hear that bitch said. If we can be the Martin Luther King for animals, then why not, you know?
I probably make friends with the
And that's just one of the random civilian
PETA
supporters
has
who don't
become
work
the
for
largest
PETA or
animal
know
rights
any of their
organization in the
fucking
entire world,
guidelines or
claiming to
what
have
they actually
9
abide by or do
million
to the animals or
supporters
anything.
around the
She's
globe.
just
That
one
is
of those
incredibly impressive. That's a lot of
supporter
people. That's like
civilians
half
that
as
are
many
going
people
out to
as live in
rallies and
the 31st largest state in
actively
America.
speaking out
It's
about
really
it when
not
she
that many people.
actually doesn't know
It's really
shit
not that
about
many.
the
You think it'd be
organization.
more. Everyone knows who PETA is. Literally everybody. But there's only 9 million members. What? Or supporters? Not even members. It's maybe because they are not that good at what they do.
Well, a PETA demonstration turning heads in downtown Mobile today. The organization calling it aliens feasting on human flesh.
Before we cover the cult of PETA and some of the stories that we'll be delving into in this video in relation to PETA, it is important to discuss the leadership of PETA and how they aim to be so self-righteous in their crusade to protect animals. Because it always starts at the top, baby girl. Ingrid Newkirk is the co-founder and president of PETA. She seems like a nice lady, but in spite of her looking like a nice old lady type character, she's actually kind of a bitch.
I hung from a hook in the Smitherfields meat market with the pig carcasses.
She's a reputation for being extreme, and she claims that she's only getting more extreme with age. For example, she is quoted in this article as saying, "I'm becoming more radical with age." See, you know, right from the horse's mouth. I don't mean to say that she looks like a horse or anything like that. She doesn't look like a horse. Now, this statement that she's becoming more radical with age might be shocking because back in 1991, she and some other activists were arrested after storming a pigeon shooting event by going out and racing onto the field and releasing pigeons from their boxes. Now, why are people shooting pigeons in boxes? I have no fucking idea. That sounds insane, but that's a radical move. And at this point, they're the good guys because the pigeon shoot is just an event in which they got boxes, put pigeons in them, and then launch them from catapults, basically, and you just blast them with shotguns. That's not really hunting. That's just shooting things, shooting catapults. So yeah, it's pretty radical, but also pretty good guy, to be honest. So that's a small idea of who she is. Some other
catapulting them
things to
so
really
they
build
can
the
shoot
full
them out
picture.
the
She's a bit
air
of a
in these
misanthrope.
boxes
She,
where
for
they
example,
can't
hates
fucking
children.
fly
Not only
away or
uninterested in
escape or
having
defend
children, I'm
themselves in
opposed to
any real
having children.
way.
Having a purebred
And these
human
are
baby
people
is like
that are
having a
actively
purebred dog.
members
It is
of
nothing but
PETA,
vanity.
like
Human vanity.
employees of PETA
What?
are
That's
doing
crazy.
this.
Humans have grown like cancer. We're the biggest blight on the face of the earth. All right,
And it's just
guy
a fun
from the
little
Matrix.
event.
And every other
What's
evil
going?
villain that you could possibly imagine in the most cartoonishly evil ways.
But yours is Razorite, but mine, please.
Yeah, no. That shit is... Something's wrong with that lady.
That's not a great look. You can tell it's a bit radical. Misanthropy is a thing that animal rights people really like. They like it a lot. They hate humans for some reason. A lot of them do. I'm team people. I love people. I like people more than animals. Is that bad? Am I not allowed to like that? Well, I guess I don't like all people more than animals. Only the people that I like. But if I just saw a random person and a random animal and I'd never seen them before and one of them had to be murdered, I'd probably choose the animal. Eat me, I guess. I don't really know. And then I'd ask to eat it. But the person, though, I wouldn't want the person to be eaten. Here's a few other epic quotes from Ingrid. Pet ownership is an absolutely abysmal situation brought about by human manipulation. I don't use the word pet. I think it's speciesist language. I prefer companion animal. What the f*** are you talking about?
Obviously you loved animals. I read that you had this dog, but, you know, like my children...
Apparently, animal activationists, the word pet is speciesist.
Want animals to be left alone and just observed by
They
humanity,
call
completely
pets
separate from our society.
animal
They don't want any
companions.
pets
And it's
or
like, yeah, they are your
animals or whatever. No
companion, they're your
slavery,
best
no
friend,
eating them,
but
obviously. What are you supposed to
pet
eat if you
is
can't
never
animal?
meant to be something
By the way, there is a lot of
derogatory
arguments to be
or
made in terms
anything
of
like that.
conservation and
It's
just
just,
maintaining wild
it's just a
populations of
word
animals
for
because
saying,
human
hey,
involvement
this
really
is the
sort
animal
of
that I
throws a
own.
big wrench into the mix. Wolf populations have dropped historically, wildcat
This
populations have
one
dropped
right here is
historically, many
mine.
are endangered or threatened, and populations are decreasing in the wild. What is
Right.
the reasoning? There's a lot of different reasoning.
It's a
Deer
short,
have
sweet
to
word that's
essentially be
easy to
fed by
remember.
human beings or they would go out of control. Like hunting
People
is an
just like
actual
being fucking
responsible thing
extra
to do in
anytime
terms
they
of
can
conservation,
figure
and
out a
overall
way to be
conservation
extra
is incredibly
nowadays. Like,
important and a necessary
they
thing
don't
with our
even
current
have to be
society
relevant. If
what
they
human
can be
beings are
extra
doing. If we
and
just
cause
erased
more
everyone, then it'd
people
be
to
fine,
do
you know, and
more
honestly,
things
that's
for
probably what we
them,
should do.
that's
But there's
what
lot of
fucking
complexities
matters.
to this, and I'm not going to pretend to be an expert in any way. But I will say, if we
I
were
don't
to do what
understand
PETA is essentially
motherfuckers
saying, without
nowadays who
giving
just
a reasonable
enjoy
blueprint, they just
being
want all
extras
animal
if
life to
it's
go back
an
being found
extracurricular
exclusively in the
activity
wild
like
and just make
band.
everything wild, it would be very bad. It would not end well if there was no sort of human involvement.
Like
If there
that
was no
somehow
human involvement
makes
from the
them
beginning, it'd be fine. Obviously,
better
that's just
of a
nature.
person
Ecosystems are
because
based
they're
around
not
our
an
ecosystems,
extra as
and
fuck.
animal populations are based around sort of humans. So I feel like I don't know what the end game is here for Peter.
Are we really doing this?
I guess for ethical treatment of animals, I'm not sure. Seems a little bit hypocritical, though. And that leads us into our first F, hypocrisy. I'm doing so much investigating right now. This is awesome.
Oh, Frank, seriously? I have such a raging clue right now. I think we better follow it.
Okay, let's follow your raging clue.
PETA loves fighting for the lives of animals. Meanwhile, killing approximately 2,000 cats and dogs every single year. In one case, they even stole
This
a dog
is
off a
TikTok that
porch
these
to
two
just
gay guys
kill
made
it.
together and fucking
One
one of them dressed up like a detective and the other guy's like hovering over him. And he's like fucking,
I'm doing so much
he's like,
investigating
oh, I
right
got
now.
a big raging clue right now, but it's meant to be a fucking innuendo, and bro's like, he gives him the look, and he's like, I'm gonna follow your raging clue, and then it just ends, and it's like, oh, what the fuck, hell no, what just happened?
Awesome.
Oh, Frank, seriously? I have
What
such
clue
a
are they
raging clue
following?
right
I
now.
wanna
I think we better
know.
follow it.
Okay, let's follow your raging clue.
PETA loves fighting for the lives of animals. Meanwhile, killing approximately 2,000
It's from
cats and dogs
South Park
every
episode.
single year. In one case, they even stole a dog off a porch to just kill it.
2 years ago, 2 PETA workers took and euthanized a dog from a porch in Accomack County.
Yeah.
PETA called the incident a mistake.
PETA, remember, stands for People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, have published a page on their website outlining what makes the ideal animal shelter. So let's see what this is. It should be a true safe haven for lost, injured, abused, and unwanted animals. This will be very important in a moment. Facility staff and cruelty investigators should be kind, attentive, and knowledgeable. Housing for cats and dogs should be spacious, indoors or outdoors. The public should be made to feel welcome and have a little quiet space they can spend time with animals that they might adopt. Also, a shelter should make the public aware of what they're doing by working with local newspapers, the radio, etc., putting notices in stores, animal hospitals, the standard thing. So laying down those expectations for a PETA shelter, we can kind of understand how, it makes sense. But how does a real PETA shelter compare to their own expectations? Well, not that good. I'm going to be honest with you. There were some crazy details revealed during an on-site visit of the PETA headquarters in my home state of Virginia. During a determinate investigation as to whether or not it could continue operating as an animal shelter, in an official document that was released to the public thanks to PETAKillsAnimals.com, we can show you this information. The location had reported itself as an animal shelter and had been inspected previously as an animal shelter, but when Dan Kovich, an investigator with the Virginia Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, arrived on site, the receptionist claimed that there was no animal shelter there on the premises, which was echoed by another staff member. It was a kill shelter. The facility only had 3 rooms for animal enclosures, and they only had 3 animals at a time. One of the animals in their 3 rooms was being boarded there for a community member, and the other 2 were there because of facility operation. They belonged to an employee. The enclosures that they had were not sufficient to house the number of animals that they reported taking into custody. It's just really strange because they have their own guidelines that are publicly available for a solid animal shelter, which they don't claim to be, but were previously inspected as. In 2010, the year of that report, they reported taking in 290 animals, but only 17 or 6% of those were adopted or moved to foster homes. And 273 of the 290 were euthanized. That's 94%. And 245 of the 273 that were euthanized within the first 24 hours of their arrival, which is not good. David decided to also include a visual aid to help us understand how ridiculous this is. Statewide animal shelter dog and cat disposition 6-year history. Euthanasia, adoption, and transfer. About half and half. It's terrible still. PETA dog and cat disposition 6-year history. Holy f***ing shit. Seems like at a certain point they just gave up. A lot of people are upset about this whole situation because they failed to meet their guidelines very clearly, and they also weren't even open to the public, which is ridiculous. When all this went down back in 2010, that facility specifically was run by Daphne Nakminovich, who is now the Senior VP of Cruelty Investigations.
To be fair, she has a high-profile case that's very badass where 27,000 animals were confiscated from international exotic animal dealers in Texas, my home state now, I guess, from a company called U.S. Global Exotics, and now the owner is a federal fugitive. That's pretty baller. She spoke to Dan in an attempt to make everything look less horrific, and the excuse was that many of the animals they took in were considered unadoptable by them. She also confirmed then that the facility was not open to the public and most of the adoptions were to employees. What the does that even mean? It's a bit ironic for an organization that is against pet ownership and just mistreating animals. I assume killing them, murdering them via euthanasia is probably mistreating them. Maybe, I don't know. Following this, more government documents were made available by PETA Kills Animals. They really don't like PETA, bro. These documents serve to expose the discrepancy between the amount of animals received and how many are adopted or killed from the years 1998 to 2022. The documents show that 81% of the cats and dogs that came into their facility were killed, and 6% were adopted. It's important to provide you guys with all of the main points of information from this. By the way, this isn't just some random PETA animal shelter. This is like a shelter of last resort, in which shelters of last resort have high euthanasia sort of policies. But the problem is that they were going by an animal shelter, I assume, to get tax breaks because they're a non-for-profit. I really don't know, and that's what led to the CCF, the people who run the PETA Kills Animals website and the fucking PR firm. That led them to petition the Virginia Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services to reclassify PETA as a slaughterhouse and not an animal shelter, because they themselves admit that they kill a majority of the animals. Probably more animals than the average slaughterhouse, to be honest, which is so up, dude. 97.4%. They love killing animals. Now, it is incredibly important to note that PETAKillsAnimals.com, the people who are exposing all of this, is owned and operated or run by Berman & Co., a PR firm run by Rick Berman. According to SourceWatch.org, Berman & Co. operates dozens of attack dog websites similar to this one. In the now deleted section of the PETA Kills the Animals website, which can still be accessed using the Wayback Machine, you can see that it is a project by the Center for Consumer Freedom. The Center for Consumer Freedom is a nonprofit owned and operated by Berman & Co. Berman & Co. has also lobbied in the past for the food industry and tobacco industries. Some of the places that they've lobbied for include Cracker Barrel, Hooters, the International House of Pancakes, Outback, Red Lobster, and more, including Wendy's. So, bit of a bias, maybe. It doesn't necessarily disprove any of it. It's just important to note that it's political. This whole thing is political. No one really cares about animals. Like, that's what it seems like. It seems like nobody actually gives a fuck, except for me. SourceWatch.org, by the way, details this entire situation, and you can find it easily with a search. We might link it below.
That's what I'm saying.
All this has been found mostly factual by a media bias fact check, because there hasn't really been any false information found in the reporting, but it's typically very one-sided. You can't always win. It's weird. It's political. The PETA shit sucks. At the same time, these guys are very clearly have an agenda, and that is to make you eat square hamburger patties from Wendy's or some shit. I don't fucking know. Where's the beef? So the motivation behind PETA Kills Animals isn't exactly clear. It's a little bit questionable, but it doesn't change the fact that it's true. It's true information, and it is in regard to
3.5 hours almost.
And their hypocritical acts.
3 hours, 26 minutes.
And their hypocrisy. Hypocrisy. To really kind of double down, though, on the insanity that is PETA. PETA employees have stolen pets off of people's porches, and with that, broken the law to
Don't be
just
racist.
kill
Invite me
the
to whatever game y'all are gonna play.
Back in 2014, a family had their lives turned
Don't be
upside down when
racist
their
and
pet
invite me to
Chihuahua
whatever
Maya
y'all are
was
gonna play
grabbed
unless
off
I
their
can't
porch
play it
by
with y'all.
PETA staff and taken away to the fucking seventh circle of hell or something.
The owner of the dog even has footage of a PETA van pulling up in front of his house and a woman leaving seconds later with something in her arm.
Imagine that. An animal activist comes and grabs you. You're a dog. You're like, I'm finally free.